LeBron, how you doing tonight, man? Yo, you wish Diddy happy birthday, man? Where do you get the man that has everything, LeBron?
Michael Jordan unleashed a live-fire barrage at LeBron James on ESPN's primetime roundtable last night, his jaw set, the air so thick the host started sweating before Jordan got through his opening line. The greatest of all-time tag was never supposed to be handed out by marketers, he growled. Certainly not to a kid who hadn't even won a playoff series. Studio chatter faded. A dozen network staffers froze. Jordan, the old emperor, was laying down law with no sign of mercy. The target, LeBron James, once his public heir, now accused of arrogance and something far darker. By the first ad break, ESPN's X account had yanked its GOAT conversation poll after tens of thousands of angry responses. Brand managers started hitting the phones. Jordan had not come for a debate. He'd come to draw blood.
You start the comparisons. I think it is what it is, it's just a standard measurement. I take
6 hours later, Bleacher Report flagged the comments to NBA security, citing concerns about incitement and the proximity of Jordan's allegations to ongoing federal cases. Nike distanced itself with a curt two-line statement. Michael Jordan's opinions are his own. Executives at TNT called emergency meetings, and Anita's social team flagged potential platform risk in internal memos after Jordan's accusation against LeBron spiked trending lists on TikTok and Instagram. One network source says they saw 5 draft statements cross their desk in an hour. The NBA's own comms shop issued a nervous bulletin. No further comment at this time. The trigger? Jordan's claim on live TV that LeBron James will get arrested soon, he'll go to jail, a moment so jarring half the country missed his follow-up, about Diddy, legacy, and kings with feet of clay. The receipts came fast. Clips of Jordan's rant racked up 21 million views by sunrise, boosted by a cut from Fox Sports that paired his warning with images of Diddy's handcuffed walk into Brooklyn federal court on September 16. Old photos of LeBron and Diddy at the 2013 ESPYs, shot by Christopher Polk, popped up in Twitter feeds. The phrase, "the chosen one," trended above the NBA Finals. Every sponsor, every sports desk suddenly faced the same question. How much does Jordan know, and who else is exposed? All this dropped as Diddy's circle imploded, with Homeland Security raiding his properties and Cassie Ventura's testimony about years of blackmail, freak-offs, and threats that left jurors speechless. The money at stake is real. Jordan, whose net worth is reportedly north of $3 billion, just detonated a bomb in the NBA's most lucrative era, pulling LeBron's spotless brand into the undertow. So who signed off, and why now?
Known that I've talked for a while, a lot of people are buzzing that Diddy's former BFFs are real quiet.
And they have been.
And people were wondering why and who's the next to fall. And then Jay-Z comes out, and then LeBron James says, I'm stepping away for excused personal reasons. And people are going, oh, what is going on?
Former Jordan brand exec claims the tension exploded weeks ago in a private backroom at the Hall of Fame dinner after a leak showed LeBron texting Diddy hours after the mogul's arrest. The network hasn't commented. But the documented timeline tightens. LeBron, usually first to the mic on race, politics, even the odd vaccine, went silent on Diddy, just as new indictments surfaced and federal investigators briefed the NBA's risk team on potential celebrity exposure. Days later, LeBron's cryptic quote appeared in memes. I prefer not to speak on this matter until I know how much information becomes public knowledge. The source is unverified, no major outlet found the tape, but nearly 40,000 TikTok users liked a comment reading, "That's the most guilty comment I've ever seen outside of a confession." By September 29, moderators locked 3 mega threads and flagged the story as pending legal review. The stakes are clear. If even a fraction of what's rumored is true, the fallout will torch more than shoe deals. Jordan's comments didn't stop at jail predictions. He linked LeBron directly to Diddy's controversial circle, invoking the phrase freak-off parties with the kind of disgust usually reserved for old enemies. Hours after the broadcast, 3 label veterans told reporters they've heard for years about the so-called secret blacklist tape, a rumored video tying LeBron to Diddy's most notorious events. Freak-offs, illicit substances, the full menu. No tape has surfaced. Fact-checkers for USA Today and Marca debunked headlines about a LeBron-Diddy intimacy tape as altered, noting mismatched fonts, and no corroboration from any credible outlet. But Jordan's body language suggested he wasn't chasing rumor. He was delivering a warning. The question isn't whether the tape exists, it's what Jordan knows, and why he sounded so sure that LeBron's empire is next in line to fall. When the world's most competitive man goes out of his way to burn the league's second biggest star, that's not beef, it's a coup.
Let's talk about LeBron James, the Lakers head coach, saying he is out for personal reasons. It's an excused absence. However, social media trying to connect it to a resurfaced clip where James joined Diddy Combs on a live stream and said, quote, "Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party." I think that went viral. I remember when he...
Pressure on LeBron intensified by the hour. Conservative commentator Candace Owens called him out on X, posting, "Is LeBron James going to weigh in on his friends' freak-offs?" I mean, we hear from the king on virtually every political issue, so this seems like an odd one to stay quiet about. Owens wasn't alone. ESPN's own social team flagged a surge in angry comments. Why, after a decade of activism and product launches, does LeBron duck the one question that could end his spotless run? A resurfaced video of LeBron declaring, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party," spread like gasoline on a bonfire.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
The video, recorded on Instagram Live 4 years ago, played in a loop next to stills of Diddy being hauled away in handcuffs. The Lakers star, who famously cut ties with Diddy on social media in May, has not commented on the connection. Yet even the suggestion that he'd attended Diddy's freak-off parties is enough to set sponsors on edge and rattle the NBA's image overseas. None of this is playing out in a vacuum. Diddy sits in jail awaiting sentencing after being convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Prosecutors claim the rapper orchestrated freak-off parties where women and underage guests were lured, given substances, and coerced into filmed intimate acts. The allegations span 20 years, naming dozens of enablers and implicating high-profile guests. Diddy's own lawyer admits to a history of violence, but calls the human trafficking claims pure fiction. Yet the trial has already claimed casualties. Diddy's businesses collapsed, streaming services pulled his catalog, and A-list friends, Drake, Bieber, even Leonardo DiCaprio, now face scrutiny for any hint of involvement. When the prosecution played surveillance video of Diddy attacking Cassie Ventura, jurors gasped. Ventura, who accepted a $20 million settlement, testified she'd give it all back to undo the years of freak-offs and abuse.
This is the flight where Diddy said to her,
Showed her the video.
testified
Showed her the
that
freak-off video.
he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, "If you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm gonna put this video out. I'm gonna send it to your mother."
And that's coercion.
She testified
if it's true.
to that.
If the jury
if they believed her,
yeah.
that's coercion.
That's
they would have Cassie.
With that backdrop, every move LeBron makes comes under a microscope. When an old photo of him in a maid's dress, reportedly snapped at a Diddy party, hit Instagram, users fought over its reality. "Please tell me this is AI," one begged. Another wrote, "OMG, is that real?" Neither side could get a straight answer. LeBron has never commented on the photo or the broader swirl around his friendship with Diddy. In April, Gossip Blogs reported LeBron's underage son was seen vacationing with Diddy's daughters in Turks and Caicos. A video briefly posted and then deleted. The silence only fuels the fire. Even Ellen DeGeneres got dragged in, with clips resurfacing of her inviting Diddy to parties. Not too late though, please. The connective tissue grows tighter every day, with Diddy's defense team now pushing for immediate release on grounds of inhumane conditions, maggot-filled food, and a career destroyed in one of the most notorious jails in America. If Jordan is right, and the whispers say he has seen enough to know, LeBron's future could turn on a dime. The usual calculus of sponsorships, records, and Hall of Fame votes no longer applies. Now, it's about survival. And still, LeBron has not uttered a single word about Diddy's arrest or the accusations that swirl around those infamous parties. The network knows the pattern. When a man used to controlling every narrative suddenly falls silent, it isn't by choice. This isn't the usual celebrity fallout. This is legacy-level jeopardy.
The tone of the documents that they filed, and they, make their case for him. If you're going to convict him, that this should be a very lenient.
They say in Hollywood, it's not about what you know, but what you can bury before the morning. In LeBron's world, the shovels are working overtime, with Diddy's name scorched across every headline and his empire leaking witnesses faster than a broken faucet. We've tracked the timeline of LeBron's vanishing friendships like a detective on a bad caffeine rush. March 2024, Diddy indicted, Holmes raided. Holmes.i.home/May. LeBron quietly unfollows Diddy on social media. June, old party videos resurface, LeBron nowhere to be found for comment. July, the family-friendly Instagram gets a fresh scrub. Gone are shots from the Hamptons, the ESPY after-parties, even candid group photos where Diddy's arm drapes over LeBron's shoulder like a silent dare. Who disappears friends with this much precision unless there's a storm coming? One agent close to the league claims LeBron asked his entire inner circle to go private online. Is this damage control or a last-ditch firewall before subpoenas hit the group chat? Every analyst from LA to Miami can chart the phases. At first, LeBron hypes Diddy's world, calling the parties unparalleled experiences and telling his millions of fans, Ain't no party like a Diddy party. The receipts don't lie. 4 years ago on Instagram Live, LeBron went on record. Now with Diddy's charges and the courtroom sketches playing in a loop, LeBron's tone has flipped from right or fall to see no evil. The only thing sharper than his fade is his ability to ghost a controversy. And yet, erasing the past is a game nobody wins forever. Deleted videos keep getting reposted. Forum threads flagged, then duplicated. Fans dig up the 2013 ESP photo, the night both men grinned for Getty, never imagining a decade later those smiles would fuel conspiracy boards and legal briefings. Scrubbing history, for all LeBron's reach, seems about as effective as hiding a tattoo under a wet Band-Aid.
And now for some of the biggest trending stories you'll want to know today. Sports legend. People call him the GOAT. LeBron James taking an excused absence from the basketball season. This, as resurfaced video, is being examined in a new way.
If Jordan's warning feels loaded, it's because the playbook is familiar. Whenever big names start vanishing old posts and distancing from friends on the verge of a courtroom disaster, the message isn't, "I had no idea." It's, "I know too much." Investigators talk about digital trails. What they rarely say out loud is how often panic sweeps through celebrity circles, turning loyal friendships into radioactive threats. Three Ella Club insiders claim LeBron begged not to be tagged in any more party shots after the Diddy news broke. Two former associates insist he's even cut ties with a handful of lesser-known producers who once rode private jets to Miami with both men. The label hasn't commented, but the scent of fear is unmistakable. The more LeBron erases, the more the world sniffs out the question. What exactly is he trying to bury? Of all the breadcrumbs, none have spawned more feverish decoding than the infamous maid's dress photo. If you've missed it, here's the rundown. An image of LeBron James in what looks like a frilly black and white housekeeper's outfit, arms crossed, unsmiling, appears on social media right as Diddy's indictment becomes the talk of cable news. The authenticity is hotly debated. Some shout AI, others point to the lighting and body language as proof it's real. "Please tell me this is AI," begs one viral comment. Still, the photo won't disappear. Its existence is a Rorschach test for celebrity power. Is this a prank? The kind of thing you do when you've lost a bet at a wild party? Or, here's where the whispers hit a fever pitch. Is it part of something far more ritualistic? Three industry veterans, all seasoned in entertainment PR, tell us there's long been a belief that these humiliation photos are the price of admission to elite circles. A kind of secret handshake meant to guarantee obedience and silence. It's the humiliation that buys the insurance. You want the real power? The deals that never get written up. Put on the costume, smile for the camera, trust us, the only thing more effective than an NDA is a viral photo nobody can explain.
Continue to engage in all these freak-offs with him, and he sounds really pissed off.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening.
If that sounds wild, consider the chorus now rising from conspiracy subreddits and podcast guests who once shrugged off celebrity rituals as tabloid clickbait. They argue, sometimes with actual receipts, that these moments of public embarrassment, especially for high-profile athletes or musicians, aren't just entertainment. They're tests and warnings. The price of admission is vulnerability, a signal to the true puppet masters that you'll play along when the heat is on. One LA fixer claims LeBron's maid photo is the kind of insurance you'd only need if you thought someone might flip. Another, a talent agent with a client now subpoenaed in a Diddy-adjacent lawsuit, tells us the rumors of LeBron's silent deal with federal investigators are everywhere behind closed doors. Is LeBron cooperating behind the scenes? Is public silence not just self-preservation, but a bargaining chip? The stakes have never been higher, and every move is being watched. Let's not forget, Jordan's role has morphed from sore loser to soothsayer. When Michael Jordan says, "LeBron will be arrested soon, he'll go to jail," the room stops laughing. This isn't the old GOAT debate rehashed for a viral clip. This is a man with power and enemies. A living legend who knows how the sausage gets made and isn't afraid to point at the grinder. The tension isn't just between two basketball icons. It's between the last generation's culture of ruthless gatekeeping and a new era where skeletons tumble out of the closet, live-streamed and analyzed endlessly by every TikTok detective with a ring light. Jordan, for all his history of tightly controlled public image, now looks like the one man willing to torch the whole thing before it burns him instead.
How do you personally view that legacy that he's built? And do you think that by the end he will merit a place in that conversation of top three, top one?
What was the name again? Pardon me. Who?
Some guy called James, LeBron James.
Oh, okay, LeBron James. Is he playing?
If LeBron's silence is the sound of a careful man biding his time, Jordan's new act is all open flame. He has nothing left to lose, except the myth of untouchability. And as each day passes, the narrative war shifts. This is no longer about who gets more points, who sells more shoes, or who signs the next 9-figure contract. It's about who escapes the crumbling wreckage with their legacy still breathing, and who goes down in the footnotes as the one who looked away until it was too late. The chosen one mantle starts to feel more like a loaded vest, heavy, dangerous, waiting for the right pressure to explode. Lawyers circle, brands hedge. The FBI leaks enough to keep the headlines boiling. Meanwhile, Jordan's Oracle routine only ramps up. A retired legend now tossing out prophecy on live TV is a storyline that practically writes itself. But what's even more chilling is the steady drip of receipts coming from all corners. More deleted photos, more former friends who won't answer calls, more lawyers issuing statements about personal privacy and ongoing investigations. If Jordan really is playing the Oracle, the question isn't just what he knows. It's who will listen before the last domino falls.
If the defense in the Diddy case gets its way, Diddy could be a free man next month.
Here's where the mood goes from rumor to reality. Cassie Ventura's courtroom testimony, delivered with tears and grit, has already shredded Diddy's defense. She told jurors she would return $20 million to undo the freak-offs, and insisted she was forced, threatened, and trapped for years. When the government's star witness begs for her old life back, you know the script has flipped. The receipts keep piling up. Friends dangled off balconies, surveillance footage of beatings, a parade of lawsuits citing everything from blackmail to clandestine videotapings. The machinery of celebrity protection is broken. Suddenly, everyone's an outsider looking in, and the insiders are trying not to get caught in the blast radius. So as the summer trial calendar heats up, so does the pressure on every big name with even a whiff of proximity to the fallen mogul. LeBron's escape route is closing. The legend he built on visibility, always first to weigh in, always present, always out front, is now a prison of his own making. Can he hide in plain sight forever? How long before an old friend, a driver, or a minor party guest starts talking? The longer the silence, the more ominous it gets. The only thing louder than the rumors is the sound of LeBron's absolute refusal to say a single word. Not a tweet, not a note, not even a meme.
Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, "You don't do a freak-off, I'm going to release one of the freak-off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate."
And through all of it, Jordan keeps smirking from the shadows, a king without a crown, but still holding the playbook everyone else pretends doesn't exist. Maybe that's the real legacy, knowing when to get out, when to burn the bridge, when to tip the match and let the smoke show do the talking. Because when Michael Jordan says LeBron will be arrested, even if it sounds unthinkable, you can almost see the sponsors start to shiver and the league start to draft contingency plans. Truth, prophecy, or a final power move, whatever it is, the king's throne has never looked shakier. Though here's the storm we're left with: a silent king, a bitter oracle, and a crowd of A-listers nervously pretending the party never happened. Is LeBron's silence really the sound of innocence, or is it the silence of a man watching the walls close in, deal by deal, friendship by friendship? Will the next bombshell clear his name, or finish what Jordan started? Sound off in the comments. Are you buying the silence? Or do you think there's a tape waiting to surface? The game is changing, and only one legend will walk away unscathed. Until next time, keep your eyes open, trust no highlight reel, and remember, sometimes the biggest play happens off the court.